What's good, y'all? This is Collar with BC, so you could probably guess who I am. In this video, we're going to be looking at another what if scenario. Y'all know I love that channel. I always watch their stuff. Constantly interesting. In this video, it's what if Earth was one massive global city? I don't know. I mean, if it was like that, they'd have a way for us to like drive to Europe or Asia or something from the US. Like that'd be cool. Wouldn't need a passport to go nowhere, I don't think. But enough of me talking about it. Let's get into it.
Welcome to Earth City. Yeah, you heard that right. You're not going on a globe-trotting tour to see all the planet's major cities. You're already there. Today, the entire planet is just one massive city. How would we build it? How would we get around? And is this a disaster waiting to happen? This is What If, and here's what would happen if Earth...
And in their city that I just saw on here, like, saw all kinds of smog and shit. Like, if we were going to get there, we couldn't be putting out emissions like that because of global warming, climate change. So, we wouldn't even make it there if we were still putting out the emissions that we're putting out.
Was a massive global city. Okay, so to imagine what our lives would look like in a continuous planet-consuming city, we need to set the stage. First off, we're going to have to be a Type 1 civilization. Then, collectively, we can use all the energy available on our planet. It also gets rid of the monotony of having all the world's leaders argue over the direction of Earth City. We all came together and agreed on the urban planning, okay? Yeah, I know. Science fiction.
Okay, I know he was about to say something like sarcastic, but we all know that's not going to happen. The world leaders all just, who's going to run this one big world city? There's going to be wars fought over something like that. Like, I don't think it would ever happen anyway.
Earth City would likely be divided up into several sectors or zones. Each of these would have its purpose. For example, you'd have the financial districts, industrial, senatorial, and even entertainment hotspots. The difference is, they're not taking up a few blocks. They could be taking up the size of a country. Okay, this is sounding pretty cool, but we have a tough decision to make. We need to decide if our latest urban planning project is going to cover our oceans or not. Well, here's the thing. Unless we catch a break and become an interplanetary civilization, we have to make our resources count. If we did cover all our oceans in our expansive global city, we would have to have advanced technology to back us up. If we didn't, there would be no ecosystems to support the atmosphere and global temperatures.
Yeah, if we did all that, like, leave the ocean alone before it takes us back. Well, it's already about to start rising because we're dumb and they want to do even more. Like, come on now. I mean, I know this is just a scenario, but
we're thinking leave the oceans the way they are. So, knowing we're staying on dry land, what would your new digs look like? Well, you'd likely live in a towering skyscraper. It's got a heck of a view, but here's the downside. Homes with backyards or green spaces would become a thing of the past. That space would be used to build more city. Any green space would need to be artificial or indoors, like botanical gardens or museums. Remember Parks?
That would kill us
As
all
a
right
direct
there.
result, we're going to have to get a little creative with how we farm. Without the land needed for agriculture, vertical farming would become necessary. Lab-grown meat would likely be used to feed the growing population. Right, so these are all things to consider, but I can't
That
help but
sounds
worry
gross.
about one thing. My commute to work.
If it was a world city,
If
there'd
we
be
turned Earth
technology to
into
get us
one global
across in,
city,
like, 2
our
minutes.
transit system would need to be spectacular. The Hyperloop system
But hold on, no. They was talking about all green areas would have to be inside or something like. So does that mean that they cut down all the trees? We'd all be doomed before we got the city built. I know I'm sounding like a tree hugger right now, but yeah, I better start thinking about the future.
would be a series of tubes meant for passenger or freight transportation. Because they are virtually free of air resistance or friction, the Hyperloop could travel at hypersonic speeds, all while being more energy efficient than our current train systems. This means we could get to work with enough time to grab a coffee even when traveling across the world. So, could something like a massive global city actually happen? Well, maybe. The United Nations says
It couldn't.
55% of the world's population lives in urban areas. This number is expected to increase to 68% by the year 2050. That means the city expansion train is going to keep on chugging. Will it go as far as to convert the whole planet into one major city? Probably not.
And that's another thing. Like, I know y'all are probably getting tired of me just talking and talking, but this is my video. I'll do what I want. Anyways, nobody would have land or houses with yards anymore? What kind of shit is that? That sounds like a shitty time to live. Would there be creeks and rivers and shit still? Like, nobody would be having fun, it don't seem like.
Can I put this? Humans don't usually play well with others. Even if we had the advanced technology needed, this would all come down to people cooperating and uniting religions, races, governments, cultures, and classes. So, before our cities can grow, we have to do some growing ourselves. Okay, now what?
You know?
Well, all this urban planning has got me in a building mood. How about we give our city a test run and take a crack at building it underwater? What if we lived in cities underwater? Well, that's a story for another What If.
What if? Wow. Underwater, come on now. That's just a hazard waiting to happen. You trying to kill everybody. Like, what the hell? But I'm going to go ahead and end that video right there. That was the end of it anyway. But if you rock with me, hit that subscribe button, man. Trying to get up there. Like the video as you already should have. Get me into the algorithm. And comment. What's your input on this? Would you want to live in a big Earth city? I hope not, because that just sounds like it would be garbage, like hella trash. No fun. I mean, yeah. What if you wanted to go out to a club or a bar or something, and you got to visit a specific country to do so? Like, is it just going to be, I mean, it could be a big ass party. But anyways, until next time, y'all, take it easy.